Okay, we're picking up now on question 10. It says, what two sensory organs are found in the anterior portion of the planaria and what does each do? Now let's make sure we understand this. Let's not get confused here. Okay, there's two sensory organs. The photoreceptors are the eye spots. They're in the dorsal anterior region. They're photoreceptors. They detect light to help tell the planarian worm, there's light out here, let me get away. Okay? Those are located anterior, dorsal, and in the middle part of the head. They're medial. The other sensory organ is the auricle. Those are located on the side of the body, on the ears, where the ears would be. Those are lateral. Okay? They're also anterior, but they detect chemicals in the water, which will help them find food, or it may be even chemicals that would be harmful to them. They could figure that out and say, okay, I need to get away because this chemical is bad for me. But typically it's to help them find chemicals which indicate the presence of food or detritus that they would be looking for. So that's the two sensory organs, one for detecting light, the other for detecting chemicals. All right, question 11. What happens to the planarian worm when it's cut in half? That's simple. We told you they're primitive enough they can regenerate their body organs. If you cut one in half, 2 or 3 places, there's enough material in that body segment to regrow a whole new planarian worm. That's called regeneration. Number 12. List one organism that belongs to the class Trematoda and what disease it causes. Trematoda are the flukes. We only mentioned two. We mentioned the liver fluke and the blood fluke. The one called schistosoma is the fluke that causes the disease schistosomiasis. Okay, and that's again getting from eating raw meats or uncooked meats to get that disease, schistosomiasis. What structure in flatworms and roundworms help them maintain homeostasis? Remember, homeostasis is the way we maintain a balance with our environment. And to do that, we have to get water in and water out. So food in and waste out. So one way of maintaining homeostasis is by removing metabolic waste. And the structure in humans that does that is the kidney. But in the planarian worm and in the other worms, it's the flame cells. We talked about that a while ago with analogous structure. But it's the flame cell that helps maintain homeostasis by eliminating metabolic waste. Make sure you look for the word metabolic waste on test. Okay? All right, number 14. Why do the digestive juices not kill the tapeworm living in your intestines? Well, we already said that the tapeworm has a protective coating on the outside made of minerals. That mineralized coating is called the cuticle. And it's an evolutionary development that's helped that particular tapeworm learn to survive within that environment in which it lives. It's an adaptation that allows it to survive, and your digestive acids and enzymes won't bother. So that's a good adaptation that's evolved over several generations. Okay, question 15 says, the reproductive body segments of the tapeworm. Remember I told you he has a head called a scolex up at the top, and then each body segment down the bottom is called a proglottid. Now within that proglottid, we have reproductive organs that are able to produce a brand new tapeworm. So whenever that proglottid breaks off, if you consume one, you're going to wind up with a tapeworm. So that's the proglottid. And he produces several of them depending on how long that particular tapeworm is. Okay, 16 says, what do cestodal tapeworms eat and how do they breathe? Cestodal tapeworms mean they belong to the class Cestoda, which would be tapeworms. They eat what you eat. They attach themselves to the lining of your intestinal tract, and whatever you eat washes over their body, and they absorb it directly through their cuticle, through their skin. They also breathe the same way. They absorb oxygen through their skin. Question 35 says, why do they need oxygen? Let's answer that now. For respiration, for metabolic respiration, they have to have oxygen to burn the food that they're eating in order to produce energy and thereby release metabolic waste. So that's question 16 and 35 at the same time. Number 17, how do tapeworms enter your body? Primarily you get those through eating uncooked meats, or some kind of uncooked food that would have that worm in it. or if someone has had a proglotid on their hand that would be on food or salad that you would be eating, you could contract it that way. What is meant by the term homologous? We talked about that a while ago. Remember, homologous means they are similar in structure, like your arm and the whale's flipper, but they do different things for swimming or for whatever our arms do. Okay, that's homologous. 19, where are the nerves located in filaria worm? We've already talked about that. Those are located laterally, bilaterally, meaning on both sides. So they're lateral nerves that run from anterior to posterior. Number 20. 2 ways nematodes are more advanced than platyhelminthes. I gave you 4 ways today. I said they have, nematodes have a pseudocoelom, platyhelminthes, acoelomates. Nematodes have internal fertilization, platyhelminthes, external. Nematodes have separate sexes, platyhelminthes are hermaphroditic. Nematodes have one-way traffic digestion, platyhelminthes, two-way traffic. So those 4 different ways now that they're different. So you shouldn't have any trouble with that one. All right, question 21. Planaria worm belongs to which class? Okay, remember, planaria rhymes with turbellaria. Planaria is turbellaria. Okay, that's question 21. I'm going to do another section now that will take me through the rest of the questions.